one, I'm not sure what that's meant to be. Just everything, like even this, it's just very blurry.
No matter how many times Viv Matikas looks at these ultrasound scans, she still fails to recognise her son Phoenix or anything remotely resembling a human.
Yes, buddy. What's this? That's meant to be Phoenix's arm.
What is it?
I don't know.
Is this normally what it looks like for a 20-week scan?
Absolutely not. Usually everything is very clear. Profile photo looks like a baby. You're so tired.
Viv is a mum of 3 and says the scan was taken by a private ultrasound provider she'd never used before.
The whole process was very rushed. We were in there 5 minutes.
If it's a 20-week scan and it took 5 to 10 minutes to do, I would not think that that would be appropriate, and I would be very suspicious of that actually being a proper medical scan.
Viv also paid for a medical report that was never sent to her obstetrician.
So I was told that I had to get my scan done all over again.
The repeated scan cost her over $300.
I was very upset. I felt so disappointed.
7:30 contacted the sonographer who conducted the ultrasound on Viv Matikas. They declined an interview and stopped responding to inquiries. Viv's experience isn't isolated. Cases of sonographers not sending medical reports or not even conducting a medical scan are on the rise.
How many weeks are you again? About 28?
That's according to the president of the Royal Australian and New Zealand College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists, Dr Nisha Kott, who says ultrasounds are no longer just a medical procedure being conducted by professionals.
There are more and more providers who actually do these reassurance scans. They may not even do any medical scans at all.
There's been a recent boom in private providers offering pregnant women what's called reassurance scans.
All of the clips that we take for you on the day, as well as the photos, will get sent to your phone and your email, including Bub's lovely heartbeat.
These scans are designed to offer peace of mind to nervous mothers. They can reveal a baby's gender or provide a memento of the unborn baby in 3D and sometimes 4D.
Just some blood tests will check your iron levels.
Dr Kott says some of her pregnant patients are unknowingly booking in a reassurance scan rather than a medical scan, despite both being carried out by someone using an ultrasound machine.
What I have seen is that women will go along to have a reassurance scan. They will not get a report, but they'll probably be told verbally by the person doing the ultrasound that there is a problem, and that problem could be something minor, it could be something major, but there's no report that goes with this ultrasound scan. So I don't know what has been seen. I don't have the ability to act on what she's telling me.
You know, I think it is important to ensure that Australians, particularly Australian women, are aware of the limitations of those clinics and aren't put under any misapprehension that they are medical in nature. And I've asked for a briefing.
Federal Health Minister Mark Butler has confirmed he's investigating reassurance clinics.
I've asked the department to look at this closely. I've asked them particularly to ask the Health Professionals Registration Authority, but also the Commission on Safety and Quality in Healthcare to feed into that briefing.
Anybody can pick up an ultrasound probe and do a scan, and that's the big problem, that's the real problem.
Andrew Hewitt was a sonographer for more than 30 years at hospitals in the Geelong area, southwest of Melbourne.
Sonography is actually a really highly operator dependent profession, and as a consequence the training is quite intense and quite long. There's a high skill level required, and it's a critical diagnostic tool that a lot of the medicos rely on, and so we have to get it right.
Could I buy an ultrasound machine online and just start operating in a private clinic if I just charge full price?
Yes, that's the thing. There's no limitation in terms of accessing the actual equipment and providing a service, provided you're not billing through the health system, because that becomes the gatekeeper.
Andrew says there's a sonographer shortage and believes more people who may not be qualified are entering the industry to meet demand.
A misdiagnosis or a missed or a wrong diagnosis, it can be life-altering in terms of the outcome.
We've been calling on the government to regulate sonographers for over 2 years now.
Right now, there is no system in place to enforce national competency and quality of sonographers and ultrasound standards, no national complaints process, and no criminal background checks for sonographers. Do you think there's a lot of complaints falling through the cracks?
Potentially, yeah, very much so. So we know that people might go through the health complaints commissions, or they might go to an employer, but we don't actually have the data because there's no central repository or there's no national complaints mechanism.
Tony Coles is the president of the Australasian Sonographers Association.
So there's a Medical Radiation Practitioners Board of Australia, and we'd like to see sonographers registered through that board. That would bring it into line with other medical imaging professions such as radiographers and nuclear medicine technicians who are already registered with AHPRA.
Federal Health Minister Mark Butler says a decision will be made on whether sonography will be regulated later this year.
We currently have a review underway to see whether a range of allied health professions should be brought under the National Regulatory Scheme for Health Professionals. That's due to report to all health ministers over the next couple of months, and sonography will be part of that report.
It still does leave me with a pit in my stomach that he's gotten away with this.
Viv Matikas says better regulation of sonographers can't come soon enough.
I don't want others to go through this to feel like they have no choice but to go to places like this to do their research and make sure the places are proper and that they will get their medical reports, because otherwise you're left paying for it all over again because it wasn't done properly the first time.